Hey friends, do you ever feel like a hoarder in this business? I would tell you, oftentimes I feel like a hoarder. I'm like, am I actually a business or am I just hoarding a bunch of stuff? Let me know down below if you guys feel similar. In today's video, I am going to be talking about 2 things that distinguish a reseller from a hoarder and tips to make sure that you are a reseller and a business and not just hoarding other people's trash. So let's jump right into it. The first thing that makes you a reseller and not a hoarder, resellers list what they buy. Right? It is hoarding if you buy things and then you don't list them. You cannot make sales. You cannot sell items if you are not listing them, right? And so a tip to make sure that you are a lister, a reseller, and you are making money and not a hoarder is to list what you are buying. Now, easier said than done. I absolutely get it. So a couple tips and tricks that you can do to make sure that items are getting listed. The first thing you can do is set some guidelines for yourself. You don't necessarily have to go through, this is all my items that need to be listed, but they're continually moving. They're continually getting listed. I like to call it inventory to be processed because it's constantly moving. I am constantly listing every single day. I have a back stock because of my business model. I'm home with the children and I don't always get to go out sourcing. Kids get sick for a week. So I like to have a couple weeks processed, inventory ready to be processed. Figure out what that point is for you. You can have a backlog as long as you're moving through it, or say, hey, I am not going to go out sourcing until I have only 50 items that need to be listed, or I am not sourcing until everything that I have has been listed. The other thing that I'm going to say as far as this goes, depending on your finances and your business model, but really sit down and look at all of the things in your business that you do in a daily basis or that need to be done. And then realistically, honestly, look at what you like doing in those things and what you don't like doing. And either figure out ways to make the things that you don't like to do easier, more efficient, easier to get over with, a way to make you enjoy doing it, or think about outsourcing it. I will, in my course down below, I talk really in depth on how to look at the numbers and figure out if outsourcing is worth it for you. So financially speaking, it's not necessarily going to be worth it for everybody. If you outsource everything but sourcing, you may not make money. But realistically, look at what you enjoy doing and how you can make what you don't like doing much quicker. For me, I don't enjoy the listing process, so that is what I did outsource. Photographing, I don't mind it, but I like to get it over with and not drag it out. So I have made it as efficient as possible. I can get all of my listings. I do between 70 and 90 listings a week, items photographed. I can do all of those in one day. And it's not even a long day. It's like 3 or 4 hours where I can just crank it out. I improved my process to make it less painful for me. So I'll link the video up here on a playlist of my processes so you can get an idea. So then the second thing that makes you a reseller and not a hoarder is selling the items that you buy. Right? So they cannot sell if they're not listed. But once they're listed, if you're not selling them, you're now just spending time listing them, so hooray, but you're not selling them. You're just hoarding a bunch of items. And so why does this happen? Oftentimes it happens, you're not paying attention to your listings. You don't have good SEOs. You don't have good pictures. You don't have inventory, in-demand inventory. You may buy things just because you like them, but if it's not something that somebody else wants, it doesn't matter. I'll link a video up here on TerraPeak data because you can use eBay's database to figure out if it's actually something that is going to sell or has a probability of selling and is going to actually work on making you money. Excuse me, sorry. So work on making your listings better. Work on looking at your traffic. Work on learning your analytics and the different tools within eBay and on Poshmark to make your items sell. It's not just listing it and forgetting, especially in the climate right now. You have to be a business person behind it. You have to know what your impressions mean. You have to know what your click-through rate means. All of these things, if you just put it out there in the hope that someone's going to buy it, unless you find one super rare item that nobody has, and no matter what your listing looked like, someone would find it and buy it. That's not a business model though. You're not going to make a lot of money on that business model because chances of finding all of those items are probably pretty slim to none. I'm going to link a video up here of how to learn your eBay analytics and tools, because knowing these is going to allow you to actually sell the items that you have. And the other thing I'm going to say is, friends, offers are a starting off point. Your item is worth what someone is willing to pay for it, especially in the climate right now. It's not 5 years ago when you were at the peak of it and you could sell anything and you would make so much money off of it. Depending on what category you're in, for me, women's fashion, it's heavily saturated, which means that there are a million other pairs of jeans out there that I am selling. If they're going to buy mine and I counter offer for $3 more, they can just get it from somebody else. Right? Like, I don't have that on my side of a low competition. They can buy it from somebody else. So really consider and think about the offers that are being sent to you. I know this word low ball offers gets thrown around all of the time, but when you get an offer, if you're feeling like it's a low ball offer, first gut check yourself. So go into the database, go into Terapeak, go into the last sold, and look and see if this is actually low compared to what is currently being sold right now. If the item is around the same price as what has sold in the past couple months, that may be what it's worth right now. Consider if you are trying to get a couple more dollars, if you would be disappointed if this item didn't sell for a couple more, if you countered for a couple more dollars and they declined it, how would you feel? And then also, don't take it personal. Everyone is just trying to get a deal. Offers are a starting off point. eBay allows offers. If you have offers on your items, it's part of the culture on Poshmark. It's part of the culture on eBay. It's a starting off point. It doesn't mean that you have to accept it. It doesn't mean that you have to get offended by it. Everybody's trying to get a good deal. They're going to send what they would love to pay for it. Now, does that mean that's what you're going to accept? No, but I would heavily consider figuring out if it is worth it, if you're still going to make a profit. Because again, if you're not selling the items, if you're just holding out to make more money, if no one ever actually buys it, you think it's more valuable than it actually really is. It's worth what somebody is willing to pay for it. If you like this video, make sure to save, share, and like it, and comment so other people see it as well. YouTube thinks you'd like this video. I'll link a playlist down here of how to make money reselling, and then make sure to hit that subscribe button. Consider joining my memberships to support more content like this.